The motorsport world has been gripped by fear and relief after a terrifying crash at the Dutch Grand Prix left Italian rider Marco Bezzecchi hospitalized and fighting for his life. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the motorcycle racing community, Bezzecchi was involved in a high-speed crash during the Dutch Grand Prix at the TT Circuit Association, one of the most challenging and dangerous tracks on the MotoGP calendar. The crash happened at breakneck speed, with Bezzecchi losing control of his bike and hitting the barriers at over 150 miles per hour, a moment that left spectators and fellow riders breathless and wondering if he would be able to walk away from the impact. Marco Bezzecchi was not just another rider. He was a young man who had spent years building himself into the kind of athlete the world had never seen. He was born on November 12, 1998, in Ravenna, Italy, and from the very beginning, he was drawn to the world of racing, to the sport that defined his life and his career. He didn't start out as a MotoGP star. He didn't become an overnight sensation. He started as a young boy in Italy who loved motorcycles, who practiced every day, and who believed that he could make it to the highest level. He was not the kind of rider who needed to be the loudest or the most aggressive to win. He was the kind of rider who could win by being smarter, by being more precise, and by being more patient than everyone else. That was why he became a star, and that was why fans fell in love with him. The crash at the Dutch Grand Prix was a moment that would define Marco Bezzecchi's career, but it was also a moment that reminded the world of the courage, resilience, and raw determination that define great athletes. He was taken to the hospital, where he was assessed for injuries, and the news came that he was alive, that he was stable, and that he was fighting through the pain with the same spirit that had defined his entire career. The racing world responded with a wave of support, sympathy, and love for a man who had been forced to face one of the most dangerous moments in his life, not once, but twice. For fans, Marco Bezzecchi's crash and recovery is a reminder of the power of courage, of the depth of human pain, and of the kind of resilience that defines great athletes. He has not given up. He has not let the crash define him. Instead, he has chosen to keep racing, to keep fighting, and to keep representing his country with the same courage, the same determination, and the same spirit that defined his entire career. The road ahead will be harder, but Marco Bezzecchi has always been built for hard roads. He has always been built for the long fight. If you've been following Marco Bezzecchi's journey, if you've been worried about his crash, or if you've been moved by the way he has fought through setbacks in the past, take a moment to acknowledge his effort and his resilience. Please like this video, and if you enjoy updates and stories about the athletes we follow, consider subscribing to this channel. Together, we can keep watching, keep hoping, and keep supporting riders like Marco Bezzecchi as they fight their way through, one lap at a time.